and welcome everyone to another inventRight TV show. We have Corey Wilcox on the line. He is a former inventRight student. He's licensed now 2 products. He just licensed another product. It's a really cool. It's not a Rubik's Cube, but it's like better because I sucked at Rubik's Cube when I was a kid. But this is better. It's different. He probably doesn't like me describing it like that. We're not going to talk about his invention today. We're going to come back in about 2, 3, 4 weeks or so, and he's going to share his invention when the products really kind of hit the market. But today we're going to talk about his experience as an inventor. So Corey, welcome. Thank you for coming on.
No problem. No problem.
So my first question for you is, how long have you been coming up with ideas? Some people, it's like since I was 5. Some people are like, oh, it's been 2 or 3 years. How long have you been coming up with ideas?
I have always invented, been curious. I was kind of like the kid when your mom buy you a toy. I used to be the kid that take the toy apart. So I've always been inventing, but I took it serious about 14 years ago. I kind of started getting serious with it and sketching stuff up and taking it serious.
Okay. So, you've been taking it serious, as you put it, for 14 years, which in your mind meant sketching things up, putting things down on paper. A lot of inventors just keep it in their head, so it's great that you're doing that. You started doing that a long time ago. But most inventors feel like they're going in circles. And, when did you stop going in circles? When did you what was that point at which things changed for you, where you said, okay, I'm done sketching things and I want to take it to the next level?
I want to say about 2014, when I was doing some research, because it's all these invention companies out here, and I couldn't, and I was searching around, and they always want all your money and whatever.
Yeah.
But then came across Stephen Key's video. It was like a small little YouTube video, and I was like, who the heck is this guy? And he did the Jordan thing.
Michael Jordan wall ball. Yeah. It's a fun product.
This guy must be serious. And so about 2014, when I seen that video, I said, let me dibble and dabble into inventRight. And when I started doing some research on y'all, and y'all started showing me different paths and avenues, I said, no, I've been doing this wrong all these years. So yeah, it was so about 2014.
Were you inspired because that was a toy, or a lot of your stuff toys?
No, actually, when I first started doing it, I kind of dibble and dabble in everything, right? So because I actually started doing a portfolio a couple years ago. So when I went back at it, I've got houseware, I got all products, but I started taking toys serious because I got kids. So I started looking at my kids, and I'm like, they because your kids can be your biggest inspiration at times.
Yeah,
for me,
they can.
So they helped me out, and I started just dibbling and dabbling in toys, and I kind of got hooked on toys.
So what was one of the hardest parts in the inventRight 10-step system to implement, and how do you feel about it now? What was the hardest thing for you to do when you were licensing?
Kind of believe in myself. It's hard. It's hard to believe in yourself when for 14 years you've been told no. You've been told it's stupid, I don't like it, whatever. So it's kind of hard to take yourself serious at times. So, but y'all had some good coaches.
Well, who told you that? Like friends and family or strangers? I mean, because you haven't been pitching your products for 14 years probably.
Oh, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I was pitching. Yeah, I was pitching stuff. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been pitching stuff since I was like 22, man. I'm 36. I've been pitching stuff since I was like 20.
So I don't want to prompt you, but what changed when you became an inventRight student? Did it get more organized? Did it get more specific? Oh, I got to do it that way. Were you doing things wrong before, or were you doing everything right before you came to us?
I think I was. I was missing steps here and there, but I kind of had it. But because I always been a guy who was a go-getter. I'll go talk to anybody. I don't care who it is.
Right.
But when I met y'all kind of, Stephen Key just had a different process to it.
Right.
And when I got into his process, I said, oh, his process just makes sense. Like, it's just common sense the way he put it out there. Like, hey, you got to tell them about the product, the sales sheet, all that stuff. Because like I said, I did sketch stuff, but I never had the steps, the bullet points. I never had my contact information on there and none of that stuff. So
Right. You
y'all
got a little
kind
more
of,
organized, maybe.
yeah, organized, and y'all opened my eyes to a different world of inventing.
Did you also start? Do you feel like you started pushing harder? Like you're as far as reaching out to companies, you're making more, you're getting out there more a little bit.
Right. So
Yeah.
yeah, I started reaching out better to companies. I started um, finding the correct people to talk to, because first, when I first started, you kind of just submit it to whoever listens. But then, like I said, when I got into y'all process, it was like, no, I talk to the salesperson, talk it to the marketing person. So once I started finding the right people to talk to, it kind of became easy.
Sounds like you kind of changed your overall mindset somewhat.
Right.
Yeah. Is that? Can you talk about mindset? Like you said, having confidence in yourself. I've noticed over the last 20 years we've been coaching inventors. That is a major factor, man. Just do you have people in your life that help you with that? Did we help you with that? Do other people help you with that? Did they start to believe in you more when they started to see things happening more? Like how has your mindset changed?
Uh, it's kind of hard.
You licensed 2 products now. I mean, that first product, this is your second one.
Right.
It must have, that must have helped. Your family must have been more encouraging if they were encouraging before, if they weren't encouraging now. I mean, that must have was that a big change or not? Were you just like, this is just what I do. I'm an inventor. I just keep going.
I mean, you kind of go back and forth with it.
Yeah.
One minute you're good, one minute you're bad. But I end up meeting. What really helped me is I met a guy. This would change my whole perception of how I looked at it. I met a guy here in Michigan, and I showed him my portfolio, and he said, "Hey, you got the touch." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "I'm telling you." He said, "You got it." He said, "You just got to get out there." And when eventually, of course, I'm out here now, but but back then, like I said, he sat me down. Because he got toy stores here in Michigan. He sat me down. We talked for like an hour, and I showed him my portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
And he, like, man, you really got the touch. He was like, I don't say that to everybody.
Well,
Said,
I agree. When I look at this latest product you licensed, I agree you have that. I don't think inventors need that. I think you can have fairly so-so products, and if you have a work ethic, you can get them licensed, because these companies are very uncreative. But to have super cool products like this last one you licensed, that doesn't hurt.
right. But yeah, so he kind of gave me a little boost, a little push into the right direction of go at this. This is what you do.
That's good.
So I started taking it more and more serious, and everything worked out.
So this is one of those cheesy questions, but what would you tell your past, less experienced self today if you could go back in time? If you could just say one thing to just go, dude, you gotta think like this or do that. Let's go back 14 years to the time you started sketching stuff up. What would you tell your former self?
To be honest, I would say go find Stephen Key. That's what I tell myself. I tell myself that, hey, go look this guy up right here. But no, besides that, I really would tell myself that. But honestly, I would tell myself, don't waste my time on these invention companies, these sucker companies that suck your pockets dry. Because I did get caught in that too, which a lot of inventors probably get caught up in that too. But I will really tell, don't get caught up in these companies. Find Stephen Key, find inventRight. I don't know if inventRight was out back then, but
20 years. We've been around almost 21 now, so we were.
So I would tell me to go look for y'all, because honestly, and I'm not trying to, boost anybody up, but y'all guys really did help me.
Well, it's not just that. These companies ask for a lot of money and there's no results. But it's also that you were probably thinking oh, I'll just keep coming up with ideas and I got those guys, I'll just pay them to do it. The invention promotion companies. So it kind of, would you say it's accurate? It kind of held you back for a while instead of jumping in yourself, taking action, contacting companies.
Right. So inventRight makes you take responsibility. Right. You make us stand on your own 2 feet and do the work yourself. And that helped too, because now it makes you, because it's okay, I'm using you guys, and I'm trying to be successful, but then y'all also pushing back saying, look, I'm not about to do the work. You want to make this happen, you do the work yourself.
Right.
So, it gives you your own work ethic, and it really helped me to really get out there and pursue stuff on my own, man.
Well, I got a lot. So no business is all roses, right? So
Never.
what is we like to be even with our interviews and stuff. What's the thing you like least about licensing? Some people like it's the waiting game, that they're kind of slow. You gotta have a lot of products in play. But I don't want to put ideas in your head. What's the thing that irritates you the most, or you kind of like the least? If you could change you'd be happy.
The phone calls, man. The phone calls, the waiting game. I'm so like proactive, kind of go forward, kind of like get it done. So I hate waiting, and I like to do stuff on my own. So when I can't control it, which is I think every human being, if you can't control it, it frustrates the mess out of you, and that's what happened with me. Well, that's what happens with me when I submit products. It's like, oh, I got to wait for this guy. Now I got to talk to his secretary, and then they got to go to this guy's hands, and it's just like, man, I want to do this on my own. I forget everybody. I just want to make it on my own. So,
well, I'd like to hear what ways you have dealing with that. But I always tell our students, the best way to deal with that is call more companies for the product you're working on, or work on more projects and reach out to more companies so you keep yourself busy. So you're not just sitting festering going, I know this is the right company, but they're just not getting back to me,
Right.
Have you found that to be a good, you seem like pretty prolific, working a lot of projects. Does that help you or?
Yeah, but too, as a creative person, this is my experience. As a creative person, you want your product, you want people to see your stuff. It's just like a singer or a writer. You create something and you want somebody to look at it and say, yes, 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 like I love it.
Right.
So that's always been my biggest thing is I can create something, but then I still need you to look at this. Even though I'm working on something else, I still need you to look at this piece of paper and say, you like this. And if you don't like it, you can ask my wife will tell you. It's crazy. Like I can make something and start on something else, but I still got this idea I originally started with. Like, I want you to like it. I want you to say yes to it.
Right. Oh, okay. So that's, and a lot of them don't. I mean, you might contact 20 companies and 19 aren't interested and one is. And so is that a hard thing to deal with too, that they're getting the no's? Is that another?
Yeah. The no. That's, for me, I just hate hearing no. It's like a drain in my life when I hear a no, man. Because I want everybody, we create stuff so people can enjoy it. So when you hear no, it kills you.
Yeah, but that's having you've built up this confidence. You have a lot of confidence in yourself, and you still don't like it, but you're used to it and you're tolerating it, and you're dealing with it. But if you weren't, you wouldn't be moving on to other projects. You wouldn't have licensed another product like you just did.
Right. I mean, licensing products, it do connect you with people. I do have companies that I have submitted products to that know me.
Right.
I'm not going to drop the names, but I got a couple of big companies that.
How does that feel? Does that feel good?
Yeah, they always feel good. I got a message from a big company that say we know who you are. Like, we've been watching you, and I was just like, really, that type of stuff do build you up and make you tingle.
Yeah. Well, that's very encouraging for our audience to know that you keep working at it. Now you're making relationships with companies, and they're like, hey, send us more stuff. There's nothing more empowering than that. But it took you a while to get there.
Right. It took 14 years.
Yeah. You did the work, man.
It's not overnight success. That's what I tell people. I tell my kids that it's never overnight success. You gotta work hard at it if you want to be in this. That's something Stephen Key said. You got to work hard if you want to be in this game.
Yeah. Well, Corey, thank you so much. You've been so generous with your time. I'm gonna ask you to come back in a couple weeks, but 2, 3, 4 weeks, somewhere 2 to 4 weeks, and we're gonna talk about your product. So I think everybody will love to see your product. We can show your product. I mean, are you going to be able? We can show a video, but can you hold something up in a couple weeks? You think?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
We all play with it together.
All right, good. We're gonna have fun. So thank you so much, Corey. I remind everybody to take care, Keep inventing, and we'll catch up with you next time. See ya.